Hello and welcome to I Am Geek. This is episode 53 and I'm your host Ryan, and I'm here again joined by my brother Chris and our good pal Katrin. How you guys doing tonight?
Doing great. I'm sorry, I can't really talk tonight. I'm reading Infinity Gauntlet.
Because I showed you them, huh? Online.
You showed it to me, and now I can't stop reading it.
It comes out tomorrow. Infinity War comes out tomorrow. So this is sort of going to be our pre-show to the movie. I don't really know what it's to call it. We're going to give our thoughts on it, our predictions. We're not going to spoil anything because we haven't seen the movie. I am trying to read the comics right now, and it's weird and strange, and I don't know how they're going to do it in the movie, because really the Infinity War comic is not what the Infinity War movie is. The Infinity War movie is the Infinity Gauntlet series, right? It's so confusing.
It's going to be an amalgamation of things. I mean, basically, when everything they've done for the movies has been really almost completely different from what they did in the comics. Civil War was really it kind of handpicked little things from the comics and kind of used it, but it was so different because I mean they haven't built up a lot of the main characters. They would actually have a lot to do with the Infinity Gauntlet, plus they don't have access to some of them, like Doctor Doom and Silver Surfer and Galactus and all this stuff. So, I mean, there's not necessarily any predicting exactly what this is going to be.
Yeah, there's no way.
Because I mean, you can kind of see little bits of what they could do with it, and you can almost say, well, they can replace this character with this character and maybe do this. But yeah, it's definitely gonna be.
So for our listeners and for us, we're just gonna dive into this and try to figure it out. But from what I can see from looking at all the comics, Infinity War is actually about Adam Warlock having the gauntlet. From what I can tell, and Thanos, is it Thanos or Thanos? Thanos is trying to stop him.
It's
right.
Not necessarily.
Because I read part of the Infinity War, and I'm like, well, this doesn't look like anything. And then I realized, oh wait, the Infinity Gauntlet is when Thanos has it.
Yeah, Infinity War is it's not necessarily, it's not Adam Warlock. It's he takes possession of it, but he splits himself of his kind of evil side.
Yeah.
And which is called Magus, and he has possession of the Gauntlet. And there's all cosmic cubes are involved, and Cosmic Cube is something different in the comics than it is in the movies. In the movies, the Cosmic Cube is one of the Infinity Stones. In the comic, it's something different. And there's in Infinity War, he makes the Magus makes doppelgangers, evil doppelgangers of all the heroes. And there's a whole bunch of stuff in it. And Adam Warlock hasn't even been introduced in the movies at all.
Yeah, he sort of has.
Kind of.
Like
at
Guardians
the end of
2.
Guardians 2, yeah. But he's still in his cocoon.
Yeah,
and
he's not even going to be in this movie.
No, he's going to be saved for Guardians 3, more than likely.
Yeah. And then the Infinity Gauntlet, from what I've read so far, all the sort of bigwigs in the movie universe are sort of smaller players in the comic book.
Yes.
Right?
I mean, Doctor Strange plays a big role. Yeah, he's sort
of the biggest role.
Yeah, but really it's Adam Warlock, Silver Surfer. Those are the three major ones.
Yeah, and then there's the cosmic people and all kinds
of... then there's I had it up here because it's just a lot of weird cosmic entities. There's Lord Chaos and Master Order, the Galactic Balance. There's the Watcher, which they showed the Watchers in Guardians of the Galaxy, which you could see them in it. I mean, you kind of saw Eternity a little bit in the Atom. When he shrinks down, there's an outline of a person. And people are speculating that's Eternity. He's basically the embodiment of the whole universe.
Wait, in what? Where did we see him?
In Ant-Man.
Oh, I thought you said the Atom. I was very
Oh, I may
confused.
have.
Okay, in
I may have.
Ant-Man. Okay.
Ant-Man. In Ant-Man, you saw him when he shrunk down into the universe where he went he went past what was he was supposed to go, whatever, and you saw like an outline of a person. People
Yeah.
expecting that's eternity. Then there's the powerful and enigmatic stranger.
Oh, stranger danger.
There's the mysterious embodiments of love and hate.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. The living tribunal. He's a guy who's got like his one head has like 3 heads on it.
Oh yeah. I've seen him.
Galactus, I think I said, and then Celestials, which we kind of saw Celestials in it, and Ego was a Celestial.
Yeah.
But the Celestials and the first Guardians, you saw them first there, where the Collector was talking about the past of the Infinity Stones, and you saw this big giant guy wielding one that destroyed a planet.
Is there one called Eon?
Eon, I think, is one of them. I think is he a floating head? I don't know, but
I don't know. So basically, the Infinity Gauntlet series was 6 issues.
Yeah, I believe so.
And then it shows pictures of like one of them that I was reading had Captain America wandering through and then having some weird dream where everybody disappears all around him.
Well, that's not a dream.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't read comics. See, that's probably my problem. It's been so many years since I've read comics that I'm reading the page and I'm like, okay, where are my eyes supposed to go? Which direction are the words? It's not making sense. I can't read. And then, like, I just, just start looking at pictures.
In the first or second issue of the comics. So basically, in the comics, Thanos is doing all this to gain the love of death.
Yeah.
And because she came to him and was like, the universe is out of balance. There's way more living people than there are dead people. I want you to get rid of half of the people in the universe. And that's what he's doing. And he basically gets the gauntlet. He snaps his finger, and half the people in the universe disappears. One of them is Hawkeye, so maybe that's why we haven't seen Hawkeye in the movies.
I've got my theory on Hawkeye.
He disappears.
Remember, I've got my theory. We can talk about that where I think Hawkeye is, and Ant-Man. Yep. Remember, they're together. In my theory. We'll talk about that later. Don't let me forget. Anyway, so that may be where Hawkeye is.
I don't know. I kind of doubt it. I think there's going to be something else. But yeah, he's like one of the people that disappears in the comics. So he's like half the population of the universe that goes away. So that's why he's not in the comic. Yeah, I mean...
Oh my goodness. So I'm looking at the comic, the second issue, and it's got one of the pages is just pictures of like tons of superheroes, and then Captain America looking at the pictures on the wall saying, here's the update on the tally of disappeared superheroes.
Yep. Well, there's a lot to go through.
Which is funny. Most of these superheroes that they have on this wall of disappeared superheroes, Disney does not have their rights to use.
Exactly. So it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Because it's got like the Fantastic Four, and it's got Archangel and Firestar and a bunch of them.
Yeah. And then like in the also in the comics, like he's not getting the attention from death that he wants.
Yeah.
So he makes a female version of himself.
Yeah, which is hot.
Araxia.
Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Female Thanos.
I mean, she's definitely just a female version of him.
Why is Alf in this comic? Hold on. What? Oh, somebody's watching Alf on TV. This tells you when this show or when this comic book came out.
91, I think. Yeah. So yeah. Nebula plays a big role in it.
Yeah, she like steals the gauntlet, right?
Yeah, basically in the comics, she saves the day for the most part, and then they have to kind of get it away from her at the end.
Yeah, because he decides he wants to be apart from his body, become sort of a celestial or whatever, leaves his body, and then she steals the gauntlet.
Yeah, because he basically takes her and basically like kills her, but doesn't kill her. She's like a zombie. Her. Yeah, and like puts her in this big tribute building to death.
Yeah.
And So she's just kind of there, half dead throughout most of the series until about the end, where basically Thanos kills everybody, and she's left, and she steals the gauntlet from him.
There you go.
Yeah, and then Mephisto is another character. He's kind of the embodiment of like the devil in Marvel Comics.
Yeah.
Which you saw him in like the Ghost Rider movies, which they just got the Ghost Rider stuff back, but they're not going to set him up in just this one movie just to use him.
Galactus is in this, or isn't in the comics, right?
Yeah, Galactus.
Galactus, sorry. Can't read.
The Eater of Worlds.
Cloak and Dagger play a part in it too, don't they?
Very briefly, they're like in there. They're getting their own series on on Freeform, they call it now.
Yeah. So this is just going to be an episode of the podcast where we just sit and read comics, and you guys are
basically
listen to
follow along with us.
Let me ask you this: so, what do you know about Puck?
He's the guy watching Alf, isn't he?
Is it? Well, he's on that big picture, that wall of pictures, and I looked him up real quick, and he has no supernatural skills. He's
short.
He's short. He's a dwarf, and he's acrobatic, and he flips around and does all these things.
Yeah.
And there you go.
Puck.
I thought that was interesting. I've never seen that guy before, and
he was on one of the seasons of The Real World.
Of The Real World, yeah, that's who I first thought of when I started googling it. I was like, I'm gonna probably get this guy Puck. That's
I think
gross guy from.
I think there's two characters like that.
There
are two Pucks.
Yeah, it says there's two characters.
There's that one, and then there's another one that's on Alpha Flight, the Canadian X-Men.
Puck is Eugene Todd, or Judd. I'm sorry, Eugene Judd, and I lost it. Oh well. And then there's Puck Shuja Yu. Oh, that's something different. Sorry. There's a Wikipedia about everyone named Puck, I guess. Oh wait, no, that's the daughter. What did this say? Supposedly the daughter of the original Puck. Okay, I see. Agreed to join the reformed Alpha Flight after losing an arm wrestling match with Walter Lankowski, alias Sasquatch.
Of course.
She was one of the members of Alpha Flight, apparently killed by the Collective.
So that's Pucks. Okay.
Sorry, I kind of derailed us there, but I that one just stuck out. I didn't know who that was.
Next episode will be a whole episode on Puck. We're just going to dive into Puck. So, did they redo the Infinity Gauntlet in 2015?
They didn't redo it. They just did another series.
Okay. Because that's got the Guardians in it. Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, that's the modern day incarnation of the Guardians of the Galaxy, like that you see in the movies. That's where they kind of got big. Was in that series, I believe.
Gotcha.
Because in the first one they're not involved at all.
So there's the Infinity Gauntlet, Infinity War, and then something else, Infinity something.
Yeah,
there's the Infinity Finale as well. I don't know if that.
Infinity Crusade.
And it sort of just teetered off from that.
Yeah.
Because in the comics, Thanos ends up basically killing himself at one point.
Oh.
In the at the beginning of it or something, he like in order to find all the Infinity Stones, he kind of fakes his death.
Oh, I thought he killed in one of the Infinity whatever. He kills himself.
I mean, one of them he faked. I think it was
because Adam Warlock is says he goes, I looked inside of you and I saw good, blah blah blah.
Yeah, that's
and that leads him into the Infinity War where he's fighting against.
Yeah, that's
Adam
Infinity
Warlock.
War. Yeah,
it's so. Oh gosh, it's crazy.
There's a lot
around.
It's a lot. There's a lot to take in.
So I'm predicting, since we're predicting stuff, that this movie that comes out tomorrow is going to be nothing like the comics.
No,
at all.
Not at all. Not at all.
Nothing at all. So there you go. You heard it here first. Don't bother reading the comics because it's not gonna help you out. This is gonna confuse you even more.
The only thing I think is gonna happen from the comics into this is everybody's gonna die, or at least most people are gonna die, and Nebula is gonna be integral in stopping him.
Oh, okay.
But because I have a theory that kind of leads into the next movie because they haven't titled the next movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if we wanted to get into that yet.
We can say that towards later. We got a lot to cover before we get to Avengers 4. But we'll say that towards the end of the show. What we think the title is going to be. So you think Nebula's going to play a part? You think she's gonna bite it? Think she's gonna die?
I don't think she's gonna die. I think because between her and Gamora, there's a lot of good stuff they can play around with that they've set up in the movies and everything. That I think that she'll survive, and I think she'll be a big part of Guardians 3.
Okay.
I think James Gunn is going to want to play around with her more.
Whoa.
Character-wise.
Yes.
But I mean, we can talk. We did a poll.
Yeah.
On Facebook that we can talk about. We set up a poll who people thought would basically bite it in this movie. It would not make it out alive.
Here's the one thing. I'm still looking at the comics. This is the one thing from the comics that I want for the movie. I want Hulk in his outfit. He's in like this weird 70s looking leotard deep V thing. And I'm like, Hulk needs to be wearing that in the movie. And be like, hey, ladies.
He does.
Ooh, Moon Knight's in the comic? Oh.
Yeah.
I want Moon Knight in the movies.
They've got plans for him, apparently.
Well, they need to put him in this one just so I can see him.
I think he needs to be part of the Netflix shows.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I think Moon Knight needs to be in there because he's a very interesting character with multiple personalities and all this kind of stuff they can really delve into in more of a series setting than a movie. I think would be best for him.
Cool. Anyway, so Hulk, you need that costume, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
That's because I know you're listening. I watched off the subject, but I watched Thor Ragnarok again last night, and just because I wanted to see it again before I watched Infinity War, and it's just like I've decided that my 3-year-old is the Hulk because everything that Hulk did in the movie, I'm like, yeah, he did that. My son did that today. Yep, he did that too. Yep, he did that.
Through a tank?
Probably, yeah. I'm sure he threw something. So the Hulk in Thor Ragnarok is basically a toddler.
Yeah, basically. Because that's kind of what because he's just started talking. So yeah, because I think behind the scenes thing, the director was explaining he's been the Hulk for 2 years, and so he's kind of grown within that, and he's kind of toddler level almost.
Yeah. All right, I'm pulling up this poll. Bleep, blop, bloop, bloop. Okay, so basically the poll said, if you're not part of our I Am Geek group, it's called I Am Group on Facebook. Just go on Facebook. I think if you just type in I Am Group, all one word, it should pop up.
Yeah.
You can pop up, you can ask to join, and then we will accept you, and you can get on there and talk with us. So Chris put up a poll that said, with Avengers Infinity War coming out this week, who do you think is not making it out of this movie alive? Multiple choices are allowed because there are a lot of them. Yes, there are a lot of them.
There are a lot of them.
So, I mean, we can go through the people real fast. There's Captain America, Vision, War Machine, Heimdall, I guess that's how you say it. Loki,
Heimdall.
Iron Man, Hawkeye, Nebula, Wong, Bucky Barnes, Mantis, Black Widow, Falcon, Scarlet Witch, Ant-Man, Groot, Thor, Chris Street. Wait a second.
Yeah, I left it to where people could add names to it because, there's so many. And good friend of mine, Don, put my name on there, and he's trying to kill me off in the movie for some reason.
Then there's Shuri, Rocket Raccoon, Black Panther, Gamora, Star-Lord, Hulk, Spider-Man, Drax, Doctor Strange, Bruce Banner, and Thanos? Oh. Was that added? When was that added?
Don also added Thanos. He was like, I don't know about this list. You put Thanos on there. Because in my mind, I was just thinking, who's Thanos going to kill?
Yeah.
But, I mean, technically, I did just say who's going to not make it out alive, so Thanos could be on the list.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Don is the only one who picked Thanos, though. So.
I did a poll or
I'm going to pick him too.
a quiz earlier about which Marvel characters are you like combined. Like it combines 3 characters.
Mm-hmm.
And I got Spider-Man, Shuri, and I forget who the third one was. I just thought that was interesting.
You're apparently really smart.
I got Shuri. Yeah, I guess so. You know me. I don't know who the third. Oh, Groot.
Sneakers.
Groot was the third one.
Groot. Okay, that balances out. Okay, yeah, I get that.
I am Groot.
Kind
That's where I Am Geek came from. Down. If you guys were wondering, I Am Geek came from I Am Groot. Yeah. If you translate I Am Groot, it means I Am Geek.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's true.
So
actually, it doesn't. We don't want to get sued. It doesn't mean that.
It doesn't mean that. So some people voted for every single one of them.
Yeah, because everybody gonna die.
Yeah. I didn't vote for every one of them. Just to
play the field.
Just to play the
field.
Make
sure. You make sure you're correct.
Well, I didn't vote for all of them. I just voted for I voted for the ones that I thought would be the standouts that will pull on people's heartstrings, sort of.
Oh.
Like they're like, oh man, they died.
So who did you vote for specifically?
Captain America.
That's everybody voting for him.
Loki.
Yeah.
Iron Man. And I voted for Nebula because I thought that would be like she would go in to save the day, but she wouldn't make it out. Like she would do something to turn the tide, but then wouldn't make it out. Okay. Because I was like, well, they could always bring her back.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, true.
But that was my now there's a lot more that I could pick, but some of them that like have died before, you're like, are you really going to kill them again?
Yeah. So
like, there's only so many times I can see Groot die, you know?
Yeah, they can't kill Groot. I don't think anybody in the Guardians is going to die. So like my picks, like Captain America, because like Captain America in the comics, it's a major death in that because he's like standing alone against him. And of course, in the previews, it really kind of looks like it. And plus, Chris Evans is like, I'm out. Vision, I think, is getting taken out because he has an Infinity Stone.
Yeah.
War Machine, like he just goes down in like every movie, and it's just almost kind of sad to the point where it's just put him out of his misery. I don't know. I think he's gonna die. He's gonna.
And then they're gonna have the option to bring him back, and they're gonna be like, "No, man.
Nah, we're good. We're fine. We already got because I don't think Iron Man's gonna die. I think he's gonna survive this one. Next one, I don't know, but I think he's going to survive this one. Heimdall, I think, is going to get taken out because he's on the ship when Thanos attacks with his people.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
So he's already in the midst of the Thanos thing, and you kind of see Thor floating through space, and so I think a lot of people are going to die on that thing, and I think Heimdall's probably going to be one of them. Loki, I think Loki is going to be the first big major death.
Yeah,
in it because we've seen like him kind of die quite a few times in the movies, but there's always like a nod to the audience where they show him again, like, oh no, he's still alive.
Yeah,
but I think he'll be the first like oh gosh, yeah, like anybody can die.
Yeah, I saw an interview with him, and which I don't know if it was a slip of the tongue or he just meant it differently, but he said it was really fun playing him.
Oh, yeah.
Sort of like. Okay, that's done, and I'm moving on. But I don't know.
Interesting. And then my last pick was actually Bruce Banner. So I at first I just put the Hulk on there, but then I split it to Hulk and Bruce Banner because for some, I don't know, random reason, I thought it'd be interesting if, like, using the Infinity Gauntlet somehow, he gets split from the Hulk, and it's the Hulk and Bruce Banner dies, and then you just have the Hulk coming around. I just thought that'd be interesting.
Maybe
That's
so.
my outlier. That's my random pick.
Will they do something that cool though?
I don't know. They could. They might not. Who knows? It's up to them. It's their movie.
You didn't put Namor on here either. Oh wait, he hasn't been in anything.
They don't necessarily own him yet.
No, that's true.
I think Universal has.
I just said that because the
Namor.
comic I'm looking at right now, he's like flying through the air towards Thanos and just
little winged feet.
Sort of gets flicked away.
Yeah, his little winged feet.
What do you think's going to happen to Scarlet Witch?
I don't think she's going to die. I think she's going to, because I think Vision's going to die, and I think that's going to, because to me, with the comics, because she goes crazy a lot with the comics.
Yeah.
So I think they could do something really cool with her, and that kind of leads into a theory of mine for the next movie on how they could use her. But I'll get into that later. But I think Vision dying in front of her, I think, is going to crack her.
Yeah. So, Katrin, what do you think? Who do you got dying?
Here's what I got: Vision, War Machine, Nebula. I have Iron Man, Bucky Barnes, because I don't know who that is.
That's the Winter Soldier.
It's the Winter Soldier.
Oh, see, this is not where I'm a geek. It's okay though. Right?
That's okay.
It's okay.
Not where I'm a geek. I'm just picking names that I don't. Yeah, I know
like.
I was gonna pick Wong, but then it said nope, it's Wong. So it's not right. So that Mantis and then Falcon. And just because I have no idea. So I just picked a few.
You guys think Luke Skywalker is going to die in this one?
He's already dead.
No,
Oh, that's right.
We think.
You didn't see his mechanical arm fall. He's not good.
That's right. So
I got
sorry.
to the point in the comic where I'm skimming through, looking at the pictures, not reading it, where Thanos is with female Thanos and they're tossing Iron Man's head back and forth.
Oh, there you go.
That'll be in the movie probably.
And then Spider-Man hits him in the eyes with the web.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's not going to be in the
And
movie.
then everybody gets taken out. Yeah, Thor gets transformed into like a giant crystal and then smashed, I think, at some point there.
This is crazy.
Everybody dies.
Alright, so...
But yeah.
So we're all
definitely,
sort of in
like, the top
agreement
people-
that probably Spider-Man's going to be safe.
Yeah, more than likely he'll be safe. I mean, they've announced like on his next movie that like he's going to be going more worldwide than just New York. I mean, like he has a sequel already lined up.
Yeah.
I mean, he could. I mean, technically everybody could die and then be brought back with the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I don't know. I mean, everybody might die.
I hope they don't do that, but they probably will. But like, just kill off everybody, and they're like, never mind, they're all back alive. Oh.
Yeah, but the top people that people have voted on for death is Captain America. Like everybody's voting for Captain America to die. Vision, War Machine, Heimdall, Loki, and Iron Man. Like those are the top ones.
Yeah.
And then everybody else is like kind of like a little bit below that.
Yeah. And then there's like the ones that are just like the person who voted for everybody.
Yeah.
Should die.
There's like 3 people that voted for everybody. Tyler voted for me to die.
Oh,
Tyler, come on.
Tyler Dean, who we had on here, voted for me to die.
I liked you.
That's sad. Of course, and Dorian voted for me to die, and of course Don, who put me on there, voted for me.
Since you said Dorian, next week we're doing a roundtable after we've all seen the movie, and Dorian's going to be on,
yes,
and Ray's going to be on.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
They agreed to it. So
Well, we've
they
said it
better-
here, so guys, if you're listening, you're on. I'm gonna see it not till Tuesday, so I've got to like shut everything down. I got to go like totally 80s.
I've already gone. Like internet off. Like
Yeah.
I'm not looking up anything.
So if some of our listeners are on Twitter, there is a way where you can turn off certain phrases and so you could turn off anything that says Infinity Wars or Marvel or anything. You can turn it off where you can't see it in your feed. So if people post about that, it won't show up in your feed. So you can set it for like a week, and then anything having to do with that, I mean, you could just type in spoilers, and it would just shut anything down that says spoilers. You could probably, I can't believe they died, and then you wouldn't see anything about that.
Yeah.
So I don't know about the other social media things, but I know Twitter, you can like shut it down.
Yeah, it's funny. The directors and cast have put out like PSAs, like saying like "Don't spoil anything."
That means
like,
there's already people saying stuff.
Oh yeah, there's already like articles going out. Like I don't even want to see like reviews saying if it's bad or good. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to see anything.
When are you seeing it?
I'm seeing it Saturday.
Saturday. Okay. Cater, are you
Saturday,
going to
then
get
I'll
to go
start-
watch it?
I actually have 2 free movie passes that I just got today at work. So I got to figure out when I can go because I'm going camping this weekend, and I usually can't really do anything during the week. So
Just
take off from work.
yeah,
Yeah.
do it like a late night movie.
I can't do that. I told you I have problems staying awake in theaters.
Just
so
go to a theater that has Mountain Dew and just like
No, I don't.
guzzle it down. So good
I'll
for
do my
you.
best. I don't know. I'll have to work something out with the missus. So she'll let me out of the house.
She will. I'll call her.
It's an emergency.
I'll tell her it's for your
We're
non-paying
making money.
it's for your non-paying job.
Should be fine.
So yeah, so next week we'll have a big full breakdown of it and everything, and we'll make sure we put spoilers on it and blah blah blah, so you guys won't be spoiled if you haven't seen it. Okay, so we've talked about who will die, probably. What about what will happen? What do we think is actually going to happen? It's not just going to be like a whole movie where everybody's just dying all the time. Which I saw a funny thing that somebody made a soundtrack of it. Like the back of a CD cover that had like the soundtrack for Marvel Infinity Wars. And it's like track number 1, Captain America's death. Track number 2, Thor's death. Track number 3. It was like everybody's deaths was the tracks, which was pretty funny. So I don't think like the whole movie is just going to be death after death after death. There's going to be stuff happening.
Yeah.
Any thoughts? Because it's definitely not going to be what happens in the comics.
No.
So
not at all.
what's gonna make us like want to see this movie again, where it's not just gonna be death crazy the whole time? Like, what's gonna be the plot? What's gonna be the story? What's gonna be pulling at our heartstrings? What's gonna be how the characters interact?
Basically I can speculate just on the previews that I've seen. It looks like that basically Thanos like comes down to Earth, and that's what starts bringing everybody together because he attacks New York first. It seems like, and that brings Spider-Man, Iron Man, Doctor Strange in there. The Guardians look like it takes place there too, like they show up there and start fighting.
Probably because Thor is basically like,
like
here's
need to
where
go to
they're
Earth.
going.
He's on his way to Earth,
Yeah.
so they go to Earth. So the Guardians probably show up like at the end of that battle. Towards the end of it, I don't necessarily think Thanos has shown up yet. Like I think it's probably his minions.
Yeah.
I can never remember their names. But I'm thinking they're battling there, and the Guardians start getting an upper hand when they show up, kind of helping out, and that's when Thanos shows up and basically wrecks everybody. And I think Iron Man probably gets... I don't think he's going to die there, but I think he's going to get basically like put on the bench.
Yeah.
Because Doctor Strange may be able to get everybody out in time before something happens.
Now, in the comics, I could be wrong, which I usually am about comics. Does Doctor Strange get turned by one of Thanos's children or whatever?
Get turned?
Have you seen the preview where it's got... Whoa, no.
Sorry, I accidentally hit
Hello, Siri?
my phone. Siri, please helping out.
Have you seen the preview where it's got one of Thanos' children, because I think that's what they're called, and he's got Doctor Strange sort of pinned down, and he's got all these like translucent things coming towards his head?
Yeah.
In the comics, doesn't he do something to get Doctor Strange to do something?
I don't think so. Not that I remember. Dorian read the comics quite a lot, so we can talk to him about it. I don't think he did.
Can I call Dorian right now?
You
Get
call
him on the phone.
Dorian, if you're... Oh, wait.
Caller. No, I don't think he does, but I mean, he's
What's
getting
his
attacked
name?
because he's got one of the Infinity Stones.
Yeah, I forget his name. The guy that's doing stuff to Doctor Strange.
Yeah, because Doctor Strange definitely gets taken out at some point because he's gonna I think he's gonna get all the Infinity Stones in this movie. We haven't seen the Soul Stone yet. There's two of the big theories is Heimdall has it because his eye color and he kind of sees everything, and in Thor Ragnarok he's able to kind of talk back and forth with Thor and even almost kind of transport Thor to Asgard.
Yeah.
At least maybe his soul he transports there or something so it can talk to him. So either he has it or it's buried underneath the Wakanda, and that's what was fueling those plants that they would make their...
That's what I was thinking, because that's why they would go to Wakanda.
So it could be it's in Heimdall, he gets it in the first of the movie, or it could be in Wakanda, he gets it at the end of the movie. But basically what I think would be crazy and would get everybody screaming no at the end of the movie. So the big moment in the comic is he snaps his fingers and half the universe disappears. And they even kind of mentioned that in the trailer. Gamora was he could snap his fingers and kill everybody or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think it would be interesting if, at the very end of the movie, he gets all the gems on his hand, and you see close-up of him just snapping his fingers, and everything cuts to black.
Yeah, they could.
And that will lead into the next movie.
Ebony Maw is the guy I was talking about.
Yeah.
Basically, it says that... where did it go? Ebony Maw. I just saw it.
That whole group, they have a name.
It's the Children of Thanos, I'm pretty sure.
It's that...
The Black Order. Black Order.
Black Order. That's what it is. The Black Order. Yeah. Listeners are probably that know it, it's Black Order! Black Order! Say Black Order! Say it!
You're welcome.
You're welcome. There you go. We said it.
Where did I just saw what it said about...
Katrin, do you have any theories at all?
Oh, here we go. When Thanos targeted Earth as the next planet he would raise, Ebony Maw was dispatched to deal with Doctor Strange, using his abilities to gain control over Doctor Strange. Maw forced him to do something, but it won't let me look at the rest of it.
Well, there you go.
What's your theories, Katrin?
My theory? Wow. As you know, I don't know much about
I don't
these
know
sorts of
much.
things. About history. Oh, no, that's a different song.
Maw forced him to summon Shamora Goroth and serve as a double agent for him when he reunited with the Illuminati.
Oh, because that's the later. That's the more recent.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go.
Story. Okay.
Well, that's
I think,
okay. So go ahead, King.
yeah, I think it's going to be here's my thoughts on the movie without knowing a whole lot about what's going on. It's going to be a very visually neat looking movie. There's going to be these dramatic deaths and of how people die and explode or whatever, get torn in half or whatever, and that it'll just be exciting to watch. And you're just yeah, that was awesome. something, and that'll make it worth a while for everyone, I think, and get to and see all of the I don't know, just all the different superheroes. I think it's what everybody's looking forward to the most. Is like, oh, it's got this guy and it's got this guy, you know. Especially like you said earlier, the ones that we haven't seen in movies. It sounds like we'll see more of. So should be good.
Yeah. There you go.
There you go. Sorry, folks.
Good night, everybody.
We should add right before that to say, just fast forward past this part.
I've already edited that out. It's okay.
Okay, good.
No, not really.
No one knows what we're talking about now because it's no longer there.
Yeah, so we're talking about Avengers Infinity War.
Next week, there's no more Catron.
No.
To unforeseen circumstance.
He's been replaced with a puppet. What the?
That's basically all he's good for.
No.
Just gonna over here with my hat.
You know,
there you go.
Other stuff about other things. All right, so since we have seen the scenes with Ebony Maw sort of doing something to Doctor Strange, I wonder if they're gonna take stuff from the newer comics and the older comics and
possibly so
smush them together, because that scene has been seen. If that makes sense.
Scene has been seen. Yes,
I've seen that scene.
And unseen what has been seen.
Yes,
in that scene.
In that scene. For scenic purposes.
So I think that since there's so many heroes in this movie, we've already sort of seen it in the trailers. They're going to be in different groups, and the movie will be going back and forth to different areas of the world and space. I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what it seems like.
So I'm wondering if there is going to be a moment when everybody's actually together.
See, yeah, I don't know, because I mean we've seen with Civil War when they had that big battle at the airport. For the previews, they digitally took out Spider-Man.
Yeah,
when they did the first preview, so you didn't see him at all. And they have that big battle that they show it's going to happen in Wakanda. And you see like everybody there, but not everybody's there.
Yeah.
So, but there could be more people there. They're just not showing it yet. And they could also be digitally removing any other Infinity Stones that Thanos has already taken. Because what you see is you see the one that he took from the Nova Corps. Mm-hmm. And you see the Cosmic Cube one that he takes from Loki. That's all you see. But, I mean, technically, he might have all of them on his hand, except for, like, the visions.
Yeah. That's digital effects. Disappear in the blink of an eye. You know what I was thinking about, because you said that, there is something that, it's not, it was sort of spoiled by the toys. But not really, because you said about Bruce Banner and Hulk splitting. Supposedly, Bruce Banner gets in the Hulkbuster armor.
Yes, that's what based on the Lego sets, it looks like he's in the Hulkbuster armor, and even in the previews, like you see him kind of working on it or something. You don't see Tony Stark around at all. So he could be split. He could be
or just not be able to turn into Hulk.
He may not be able to turn into Hulk. He might have been Thanos might have done something to him on the ship in space.
Yeah.
And when he lands on Earth, he crashes to Earth and he changes and he can't change back.
Maybe Thanos gives him the cool outfit to wear.
Maybe. I hope so.
I want that outfit. If I had that outfit, I would wear it to Comic Palooza, which is happening in 30 days, people! I'll just go ahead and say that. Comic Palooza, then we'll get back to the Infinity War, is happening in 30 days in Houston, Texas. We're going to get a commercial with all the details later on. But let me tell you, if you're in the Houston area, you need to come to this Comic Palooza. It's the largest comic convention in the state of Texas, and the state of Texas is big, let me tell you.
Everything's big here.
Everything's big here. You want to be here. Tom Holland's going to be here. the guy that plays Daredevil, the girl that plays Jessica Jones. I think I'd have their names down by now, but
what would they? Christian Ritter,
and other dude,
dude,
the guys from Chips.
Oh yeah.
If you like the old school, Rufio is going to be there.
Yo.
There's going to be comic book artists. There's going to be the comic convention floor, which if you've never been to a comic convention, you need to go and just experience the floor, even if you just go for one day. Because they have one-day tickets. They have all weekend passes. They have kids passes. But the floor is like just as far as I can see. There's every comic, toy, poster, book, whatever you want is going to be there, which is going to be dangerous for me.
Yeah, this is my first one of these, and I'm thinking of actually buying new tennis shoes for this purpose, just because we'll do a lot of walking.
Yeah, there's a lot of walking that happens. Break the shoes in first.
Yeah, that's a good point. Don't get blisters.
Yeah, because I got new shoes. I was when our choir got accepted into the Macy's Thanksgiving parade.
Yeah.
In like high school, or before high school, actually, I think. And I bought new shoes for it. Didn't try them out. Didn't wear them in. Anything. Put them on when I got there. I was like, new shoes, brand spanking new shoes. It's gonna be great. Walked in those, like, oh, I hate these shoes. Why do they betray me so? Yeah, I got big old blisters. Recommend.
But there's going to also be panels on podcasting, on TV, on movies, on all kinds of stuff. There's going to be video games. Anything your geek heart desires is going to be at Comic Palooza.
People watching.
That's the best part. Cosplay. Which we'll need help from our listeners to help us decide what we're going to cosplay as.
Yeah.
Because we will do it, and we'll make Chris do it too. We're going to be there 3 days, so we're going to cosplay.
Cosplaying as a podcaster.
No, you're going to go as Lady Thanos.
Lady Thanos. Draxon. Yeah, that's me.
And I'm going to go as Hulk in his cool, nifty V-plunge outfit. I'm going to paint myself green.
Nice.
So yeah, tickets are on sale. The prices are not right in front of me, but you can find them at comicpalooza.com.
I think it's it's like $77 or something for the weekend. So
yeah,
not too bad.
It's 3 days. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Let me get you the dates.
The 25th, 26th, 27th.
Yeah, there we go.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
See, Katrin, that's why we keep you around. I'm just kidding.
He knows important things.
He knows important things.
Guy.
Well, I work in IT, information technology.
But we hope you come. We want to hang out with you, get to know you. Come to experience the floor and just crazy. We'll be recording on the floor at an actual booth, and then we'll be doing Facebook Live and all kinds of stuff. I sort of described the floor on Twitter because somebody said that they're excited about walking the floor, sort of jokingly. I sort of described it as the trip to Mordor. You sort of start out like I'm going to go on an adventure, to save the world, and then midway through you're sort of like the dwarf, and you're sort of like, well, some of us are going to die. And then by the end, you're just like, it's all over. It's gone. It's done.
I can carry you.
Share the load.
At one point, you get attacked by a giant spider. All kinds of
I have a quick question about that line, share the load. Do y'all ever see the bike signs on the road and it says share the road? Mm-hmm. Do you ever say that in that accent? Because my wife do that all the time.
No, but I will. Every now.
What was the funniest was when my wife said it. I was like, yes, achievement. But yeah,
that's awesome.
So we're excited. That's 30 days away. Can you guys believe that? You guys are gonna descend on my house. You guys are staying here with me. We're gonna have fun. I just got a hot tub, so we're gonna have I Am Geek in the hot tub.
After hours.
Yeah, I Am Geek after hours.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Actually, if we do all the walking that we think we might be doing,
We'll
then
be in the hot
we
tub.
might be enjoying it as long as it's not hot outside, right?
Well, I could turn the temperature down. It'd be a cool tub.
Yeah.
Cool.
Coolest down. It'll be a pool.
Yeah, pretty much.
The bubbles are going, and you step out, and the bubbles stop. We're like, wait, what?
What happened?
I just got it like set up. Like we
Texas
got it,
chili.
and it was a used one, so I had to clean it all out and stuff. I won't go into the story about how we got it or why we got it, but we didn't spend hardly any money on it. But anyways, I just found it on the side of the road. No, but it's like huge. It's like 8 feet by 8 feet.
Nice.
So I don't know how many people you can cram in this thing. But it had this button that said volcano. I'm like, what is this? So I haven't got in it yet because I've been cleaning it. So I pressed the volcano button, and literally in the center of the tub, it was like a volcano erupting. It like shot up in the air. It was like just going everywhere.
Oh,
I was like, there's an actual volcano in this hot tub.
That's when the margaritas start flowing out.
Well, that's where you like say, hey, hey friend, come here. I want you to stand right here in the middle of the hot tub for a minute. I want to show you something. Then you hit the volcano button, and they like shoots up there, cleans them out. I think it's like a built-in enema or something. I don't know.
Oh. Clean that thing out.
It's probably just for the purpose of like having somebody over and having them stand right in the middle.
Yeah.
That's all it's for. Check this out.
Check this out. Anyways, enough about the hot tub.
Is it a time machine?
I wish. Maybe it is. I haven't got in it yet. I'll let you know.
Have you seen that movie?
No,
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Oh yeah.
It was
It's kind of a.
It was funny, but it was but it was like not.
Oh, definitely not. No.
Anyways, so let's get back to Infinity War. I want to give you my theory on Hawkeye. There's a lot of theories going around about Hawkeye. Why is Hawkeye not in the poster? Why is he not in the trailers? Commercials. Everywhere. There's no Hawkeye. What's going on? And there's no Ant-Man. We don't see Ant-Man, but Ant-Man's really small, so he could be in the poster technically.
Yeah,
we just not
don't
see
see him.
I think, okay, there's a side project going on right now. Just like on the other Marvel movies where you have some characters, like, for example, Civil War. We didn't have Thor. We didn't have Hulk. And we know that now because they were off Ragnaroking it up. So, Ant-Man, Hawkeye are in a side project that's yet to be announced that will be coming out soon. They're just gonna come out with it. Maybe it'll be on the extras of the Blu-ray of Infinity Wars. Who knows? It's a buddy comedy. It's a little, different take on what they're doing. But it's Hawkeye, Ant-Man, and they have the body of Quicksilver, and they're going to spring break, Weekend at Bernie style. So it's going to be Hawkeye, Ant-Man, Quicksilver, dead Quicksilver, Weekend at Bernie's, spring break, Marvel style, or Marvel. I think it's going to be a hit.
Oh, it sounds. I'd see it.
Can you imagine? So Ant-Man shrinks down and he gets in like the mouth of Quicksilver so they can make him talk and stuff. Hey, ladies! And they got the sunglasses on him. It's the perfect.
I think so. It's the next hit.
It's the only explanation why we have not seen Hawkeye.
That, or he's on a side mission, secret thing that they've sent him on to do something with.
Exactly. Spring break side mission.
Okay. Gotcha.
Tony Stark says, "Go enjoy yourself."
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. Makes sense to me. I don't know. I'd call this episode "Weekend at Quicksilver's," but nobody would listen. So
no, I don't think anybody would understand.
So that brings up a thing. If they do bring people back, do you think Quicksilver will come back?
Quicksilver possibly could. Yeah, that's been my whole thing. So, they could kill off anybody in the past movies and bring it back with the Infinity Gauntlet. Scarlet Witch has the power to bring people back. She's killed Hawkeye before and brought him back. Because like I said, she's gone crazy before. She's wiped out like pretty much the whole population of mutants in the comics. She created a whole alternate timeline called House of M, which was basically the mutants that kind of Magneto took over the world.
There are no mutants in this world right now. There are only what are they called? They call them something else.
Gifted or specials.
On Agents of Shield. What do they call them on Agents of Shield?
Oh, enhanced.
No. Wow.
They've used a number of terms. I don't know.
Anyways, so you think if she just doesn't know that she could bring people back from the dead right now, or they're just not going to do it because they're Disney, Marvel, they can do it the way
I can get into my theory now if you want to.
Sure.
With because I think she's involved with it. So I think what the title of the next Avengers movie is going to be is Avengers Reborn. Because there's a whole storyline in the comics that was the Reborn, Avengers Reborn, where in the comics it's different. It doesn't have anything to do with Thanos, but based in the comics, Xavier goes crazy and a whole entity is kind of born out of his mind called Onslaught. And at the end of that series, basically Captain America, Iron Man, all the main Avengers die to kill off Onslaught. But they don't actually die because Franklin Richards, he's the son of the Fantastic Four, and he's like a huge, powerful mutant, actually saves them from that and makes his own pocket universe and puts them inside, and they live out their lives all over again, basically, within this universe. But everything kind of happens a little differently. So I think what they could do is take that and use it for the next Avengers movie. So everybody kind of dies at the end of this one, but Scarlet Witch would take the place of Franklin Richards and save the people that he's killed and put them in the pocket dimension inside the Soul Stone. Because the Soul Stone has this, what they call a soul world inside of it, where people get imprisoned at. And so the next movie would be those left, which would be like Iron Man, because he wouldn't be at the last battle because he's been kind of taken out in the first battle. Him coming up with a way to track them down, save them within the Soul Stone, using Ant-Man, shrinking down between the atoms, going into that whole dimension in order to break through into the soul world, to kind of pull them out. But then the soul world, the people are kind of reliving their lives, kind of like in the comics Reborn. So Captain America, you see him in his old Captain America outfit.
And there is a picture about.
And there's a picture of that. There's a picture of that going out from the set.
It's on our Facebook group, I Am Group. Yeah. It's on there on the poll one. There's a picture.
Yeah, there's a picture of him with Iron Man and Ant-Man, and then someone else which could be Groot. It's a guy in a motion capture suit, so it could be Groot or somebody like that. I don't think it'd be the Hulk, just based off what he looks like. I think it could be Groot. And they all have like these little things on their wrist, which Iron Man and Hank Pym could have came up with, and they take extras to put them on the people that they need to help them to break everybody free. So they give one to Captain America in there, and that breaks him out of this state to where he can move around with them.
So this picture is from the fourth movie, right?
Yes, that's from the fourth movie. And that's my theory.
You heard it here, folks. Heard it here first.
That's what it's going to happen. It may not happen. Probably won't happen. I'm never quite right on these things, but it just seems like because they're keeping it a secret, because I think you could derive some things that's going to happen from the movie based on what they're calling the next one. But they also said it's not going to be a huge thing with the name. You're like, it's not like it's going to be called Avengers. Captain America's dead. anything like that. I think it'll be Reborn.
Not Avengers for life.
Life.
Avengers for life.
And then they get everybody out in the next one and like basically finish out the storyline with the Infinity Gauntlet and kind of saving everybody.
Interesting.
I think
that comes out next year, right? Just a year later.
Yeah, and and Thanos could be taken out completely in this movie, and that just kind of sets them up to go in and save everybody that was taken out. Next one. But yeah,
very interesting.
It's theory.
It all happens tomorrow.
And we'll find out. I'll find out Saturday.
I won't find out till Tuesday. Hopefully I won't hear. Part of me's like, okay, maybe I'll let some spoilers slip through. I don't know if because after Last Jedi, I don't know if I can handle seeing people die. But
well, I have seen that some of the reviews have been positive so far. I did see that.
Oh, good.
So that's good.
Yeah.
And once I saw that, I was like, okay, internet off. Things gonna start coming out after this.
Yeah. So is that anything else for Infinity War? Anything?
That's what I got.
What do you think the post-credit scene is going to be?
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye. At his spring break vacation with Ant-Man.
Yeah.
That would be gold. That movie needs to be made.
Because they have Ant-Man and the Wasp, and that comes after this movie.
Yeah.
So the thing with that is,
on vacation.
like, even though it comes after this movie, does it actually take place after Infinity War, or does it take place before it, or like during it? Because Thor Ragnarok is supposed to take place during Civil War when they're Civil War. So, like, that could possibly take place sometime in that.
It's crazy how the MCU works. I think it may have been Tyler, said that he thinks Ant-Man's going to go back in time.
Yeah, that they're going
to meet Captain Marvel.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Because there was a theory, because I posted a thing. It was from Hish. It's like they do these little animated things, and it's like a villains pub, and all the villains gather.
Yeah,
it's like this really kind of funny thing, and the villains are talking about who's going to die.
Yeah.
Thanos has been their janitor for years, and they're sending him off to be in his own movie finally. And Emperor Palpatine or whatever comes up with a theory that Ant-Man's going to travel through time and save everybody or something like that. He's like, I can get on board with that.
Oh, maybe that's where I saw it. I love that at the end though, when Thanos walks out and he says something along the lines of basically about killing the villains too or something, and then the villains are like, what? Huh? What? Oh, well, we'll know more next week. We'll have other guests on here that know more than us, probably. Our big round table, just like we did for The Last Jedi, we're doing a round table with other people that are geeks about this stuff that can give their 2 cents about what has happened. So it will be sort of another fun time recounting what happened, maybe sort of a counseling session, trying to comfort each other about the deaths that have happened. Who knows what's going to happen? We're all, just all happy about it now, but who knows next week? I mean, Katrin could be in tears.
Probably will be.
I don't know. Who knows what will happen? So before we end, there was a little trailer that dropped this week. The little friend of Spider-Man called...
Well, maybe not in this movie.
No. Venom, which I don't think Spider-Man's even going to be in this movie.
No. So,
which is sort of weird.
It's disconnected. So in the comics, Spider-Man gets this black outfit that is a symbiote. So in the trailer, In the,
we're gonna be on here for another hour now.
yeah, in the trailer, it's got me all confused now because Jenny Slate, she's like a comedian. She's in the movie and she's a scientist, and I think she says symbiote.
I think she just doesn't know how to talk.
Yeah, she says symbiote, and everybody else you can say it either way, but most people with Spider-Man and everything is symbiote instead of symbiote. She says symbiote.
How does symbiote?
Symbiote.
Oh.
Symbiote. And I always just say symbiote.
Symbiote. Like, we're from Tennessee.
But I'm Southern, so that's just kind of how it comes out. But a lot of people have issues with how she says the word, and it's kind of funny. But basically, Spider-Man has it first, and it's trying to take over his mind and take him over.
Which
so
we see in Spider-Man 3.
Yes.
And it makes him a crazy dancer.
Yeah, he gets the rhythm. He gets the rhyme. So yeah, in the comics, he gets rid of it, and it finds Eddie Brock, who blames Spider-Man for everything wrong in his life, and it attaches to him. But in the movies, since it's still Sony that technically owns the film rights, they're saying, they're doing it completely different, where it almost looks like a satellite or something crashes, and they find it attached to that, and the government takes it, and they're making a bunch of them, and one of them gets attached to him.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I mean, I feel like that. I get why they're doing it. It's fine. I'm kind of hoping that they at least tie it in there to where, because in the previews you see Eddie Brock talking to the symbiote, saying like we can't hurt good people, we got to be good or whatever. And he's walking along the street. I'm almost hoping that he's walking past like a display of TVs, and you see Spider-Man saving the day on the TVs, and he goes, "We got to be like him."
Well, you would hope so, but...
And that's why, so eventually you get the big white spider forming on his chest, towards the end or something. And it's like, yeah, we're going to be like Spider-Man.
That would make sense, but I don't know.
It would make sense.
I don't know if it'll happen. I'm feeling like this is sort of a rush job to get a Venom movie out there. It could be good, or it could be really bad. But I don't think it's gonna. But I don't think it's gonna be like super great.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just excited that Venom looks like Venom.
Yeah.
He looks like Venom. I like that. I think that was cool.
He's a little like. I saw somebody describe his eyes as the frosting from a toaster strudel.
A little bit. He's a little shiny.
A little shiny.
He almost someone said to me, it looks like a Spawn from the Spawn movie, just because how shiny he is.
Yeah, he's very shiny.
But I don't mind that. I mean, it's almost like a tar consistency a little bit. I think that's kind of cool.
Oh, it's cool. I mean, we've only seen that one little shot, so.
And someone was complaining that he wasn't really pronunciating very well, and I don't really
trailer.
I don't want him talking really at all. I just want the big gaping mouth, and you just hear the words come out. Yeah. I don't want it pronunciating every syllable.
Yeah.
Because you do that, you get Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
I don't want Spider-Man.
Well,
3.
the funny thing is, the day that the trailer was going to drop, I was watching some other YouTube video, and you know how they have commercials at the beginning. This trailer starts, and I'm pretty sure it's Tom Hardy in it. And I'm like, oh gosh, this is the new Venom trailer, because it was like, you can't walk, or you can't do this. We have ways to make you walk again. We have ways to improve you. And then they bring out this little microchip thing that looks like a spider. And they're like, it's like this implant thing, and they put it in his back, and then he's able to do all this stuff, and then it goes, and then he's going after somebody that killed, I don't know, his wife or something, and he's trying to fight him, and then the thing inside of him, because he's losing and he's getting choked out, and he goes, "Do you give me permission to take control?" And I'm like, oh, here it comes. He's going to transform into Venom, because I hadn't seen the title or anything. And he's like, I give you permission. And then he starts beating up this guy. And then the title comes up and it's like, Upgrade is what the movie's called. And I'm like, wait a second. Did I just see Venom movie before, but not Venom? Because it was like the exact same character from the Venom trailer. But instead of a symbiote, whatever you want to call it, it was this microchip that was planted in his back. A black one. And I'm pretty sure it was Tom Hardy playing the lead part.
It's the $1 Million Man.
If you haven't seen that, watch that trailer and watch the Venom trailer and be like, is this the same movie or am I just crazy?
Well, you're crazy, but it could be the same. Could be both.
Anyways. So I don't know. That comes out in the fall, right?
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah. For those Halloween Horror Nights fans, there is an announcement that comes out tomorrow. I don't know what it is. It just said tomorrow. And it said something about... hold on, I can tell you. Play some music.
This is the music we play.
Get ready for... It says, get ready for a plague of darkness tomorrow. And I was like, oh, what can this be? So I responded with, oh my goodness, they're making a Disney's Hollywood Studios house.
Yep.
Construction walls for days. Plague of darkness. So if you're into the Halloween stuff, that's tomorrow. There's an announcement. So check that out. But, it would be today when you're listening to it. Or it would have already happened.
Yeah. I think it's just a house where, like, back in medieval times when an eclipse would happen, and they're like, oh, the world's ending! And all it is just an eclipse. That's all it is. It's just people like, oh, the world's ending! And then it goes away and everything's fine.
Okay, so some people are saying it's the Thane. They're going to do another Thane house. John Carpenter's Thane. I don't know. It could be an original, but tomorrow you'll find out. We're wrapping up. I hate to end on a sad note, but we're going to end on a sad note. Not for everybody. Some people are just going to be like, whatever. It was announced this week that Ash is no longer. Ash and the versus Evil Dead has been canceled.
Yeah.
And the guy that plays Ash, which give me his
Bruce
name,
Campbell.
Bruce Campbell has said, I have laid him to rest. I will never play him again.
Yeah. Sad.
It's sad.
Little movie. It started out in Morristown, Tennessee.
Oh, long ago. But so are they finishing up the season? Are they going to wrap it up?
I guess so. I hope so. I mean, if he's saying that he's not doing the character anymore, I would think they'd wrap it up.
Yeah.
Like, at least in some way or form.
He did say.
I mean,
yeah. Go ahead.
I mean, they any of the other movies they've done with it, they never really wrapped them up.
Yeah.
There's always something that happens at the end, so it could just be that, and they're like, okay, we're done.
Yeah. Like people were campaigning for Netflix to pick it up, and he's like, nope, I'm done.
Yeah. But I guarantee sometime in the future, some executive is going to be sitting around somewhere like, we need to earn some more money off of this.
Oh, yeah. Because he said, maybe it's time for, or Ash is bigger than me, a guy or a girl could play him or something like that. And I'm like, I hope they don't do that.
Well, I mean, if they're going to do something like do a whole new character and
not the same character,
which they kind of already did. They did the movie Evil Dead with I can never remember her name. She was on Suburbia, something like that.
I didn't see it, but
it was okay.
It was okay. House on it a few years ago.
It wasn't bad.
So sad. Ash is no more. He's been laid to rest. His chainsaw hand and shotgun will be buried with him.
It's boomstick.
Boomstick, yep.
Groovy.
So, for that, this is I Am Geek, and we will leave you with a moment of silence, followed by our music. And make sure, go out, watch Infinity Wars this weekend. And then next week, we'll all have fun and cry a little probably and talk about it together. Go see it. Get your tickets. They're not a sponsor. We don't get any money off of it. But we're geeks and we love that stuff. Also, get your tickets for Comic Palooza. And get your t-shirts at shop.spreadshirt.com/IamGeek. We got some in the mail. we're ready. We're ready to sport them at Comicpalooza. So get yours. They're fun. They're reasonably priced. Anyways, so Bruce Campbell, thank you for Ash. We'll have you on the show sometime real soon. Anyways, see you next week. This has been I Am Geek.